when I first start shading, of course the 4B isn't sharpened, right? So when I first start shading, what I like to do is I don't go right up to the line because that's where my reflected light is going to be. So I hold my pencil on the side and I shade in a curved shape because the sphere is round. So by drawing curved lines will make it appear more round. Okay, so I'm releasing the pressure as I go up. Then I'm gonna take a 2B, start to move it up a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna take a blending stick now. And remember, when we use a blending stick, we hold it on the side. Okay, and you can start to pull the graphite up. Okay, so you can see how it's gradually going from dark to light. So the same thing's gonna happen with your shadow. Starts off dark. And it's gradually gonna get light. And you can use your blending stick to make it look a little more gradual. Now, when you first start drawing, I like to think of the blending stick as training wheels, okay? It allows you to see where the value is supposed to go. But as you draw, you start to then use cross-hatching and you don't use a blending stick anymore. A lot of professional artists feel that the blending stick is, I guess, more amateur, which that's why I think it's training wheels, because you can make the value using cross-hatching. But when you're beginning, it's too hard to see where the value is and how it's gradual. So I'm okay with using a blending stick. But my 8th graders, I do not let them use it. All right, so now I'm gonna take a 2B and I'm going to go over where I've blended and I'm going to cross-hatch. So if I draw in this direction this way, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. Okay, I can sharpen that up there. Okay, as I'm getting to the reflected light part, I can start to fill this in, maybe even take a 2H or 4H. And it's not perfectly white where the reflected light is, it's just lighter. So the key word for all of this is that it's gradual. Okay, so I can even go up here and cross-hatch and work on the cross-hatching, and it's a matter of layering. A lot of times this transition up top is the hardest part. Okay, so I have this. I'm going to erase some of these lines down here because I don't want it to look like a tennis ball. Okay, and I can take my blending stick, and because the lines disappear and the value makes up the shape, I'm going to take my blending stick, and up top here, I'm going to go right up to the edge, and I'm going to pull the value out. You can even use the blending stick in circles, and that makes it less streaky. Okay, so you can see the values making up the shape. Okay, and then I'm even going to go back in here and cross-hatch because I can see this line, so I'm going to cross-hatch this out.
Is it completed?
Just about. You know, I think, like I said before, I think it's a matter of going back and forth. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's in pretty good shape. I would go back and perfect it a little bit more. You can see a little bit of the difference where that is, but notice you don't see really any lines. the line disappears and the value makes up the shape.
You see the
What's
line in the
that?
middle of the shape?
You're right. So you know what? If you see a line right there, it's almost like you go and attack it by doing cross hatching
stuff
right
like-
over it.
Wait, for this one, did you use a blending stick?
An 8th grader did that.
Oh.
And she used a blending stick to start off, and then she cross hatched over it.
What's that thing? Like next to the blending stick?
Okay, so this is a kneaded eraser. If your drawing gets too dark, okay, you can use a kneaded eraser only at the very end, and you use it to pull up
Orange?
Looks like
graphite.
gum.
If it gets too dark, you can use it. So it doesn't pull all of it up, but it will allow it to get lighter slowly without pulling the entire design up.
It looks like that thing that sticks to a calendar, those blue sticky things.